guys, this is my fourth attempt to start filming this because Haley keeps coming in here and just doing everything. I'm just trying to quick stand here in the bathroom and do a quick video for you guys. Let's see. Okay, so 1 week ago, last Tuesday, I took an internet test strip, the Onefo brand, and there was a very, very faint line, but you could see it, like my husband could see it, so I wasn't like going crazy making stuff up. But we waited 4 hours, and then, well, I waited 4 hours, and then I took an Answer brand and a First Response brand and a digital brand. So I went and took 3, and it said pregnant on the digital, and the other one had lines that showed up much darker than the test strip. So we were officially pregnant. But the thing was, when I tested and we were getting the positives, I was actually spotting, and I was trying to tell myself that it was probably implantation bleeding or some kind of weird thing. So I kept testing. So Wednesday I tested in the morning and the lines were darker, so I figured that had to be a good sign. Lines were getting darker, and you know, that's always the thing you look for, is to know that your levels are going up. I think I tested again later on Wednesday and the lines were still dark. Thursday morning I tested and the lines were really getting darker, but the bleeding was getting heavier. So I didn't know what to think, because I've had a chemical pregnancy before where I got positive tests and like 2 or 3 days later I started bleeding, and when I went to test it said not pregnant. So the last time that happened, it was really different than what happened this time. But anyways, yeah, so the lines were getting darker, and I didn't understand why my levels were going up still if I was getting worse and worse bleeding, which I know is kind of TMI, but yeah, so I didn't understand what was going on. I figured it must be a miscarriage, but at the same time I didn't understand how I'd still be getting positives. So I called up my OBGYN. I went in and had blood work done. So we got my beta level and it was at 26. So like that was low, but at the same time it wasn't like an 8 or a 9. Like I had a clearly positive blood test, and that afternoon when I took a home test, it was the darkest positive that I got out of the whole time was that afternoon on Thursday. But then also on Thursday it went from spotting and light bleeding to like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to go into TMI, but it's hard not to like, it was just very, very, like, it wasn't like your monthly cycle. It was like really like blood, not like your monthly cycle that you go through. So I knew that after that started to happen, that most likely, like, I didn't understand how someone could bleed that heavily and not miscarriage. It wasn't like something you could, I don't know. So Friday morning the tests were starting to get lighter. They were starting to get lighter just a little bit. Like if I hadn't had any bleeding or anything like that, I wouldn't be worried, and I'd say, oh yeah, like that is a positive. That's still a very strong positive, but it was a little bit lighter than what it was on Thursday. So that's when I kind of knew, okay, my levels are going down. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, still very like heavy, like bleeding, like bad. And then by yesterday I took a test and you could, like, it was a very, very, very faint like shadow of a line. Basically it was negative, but you could tell like there must be like a small trace of the hormone still left. So I didn't go to do my second beta. I called up the doctor's office and I just explained what was going on, and they agreed to. They're like, you know, you went through an early miscarriage, and for you to drive all the way in here and do a blood test and everything like that, you know, it's, if your home pregnancy tests are coming out negative, then you know your levels are going down. So we did have a miscarriage. We were pregnant, and then it didn't stick, and I've had the mixed, I keep moving my hand. I had the mixed emotions, you know, of like, it was still very early. When we got the first positive, I was already spotting, so it was like, I try not to get my hopes up too much because I knew that there was probably something wrong, but it's just, yeah. I mean, the main thing that Dale and I have talked about is that the biggest thing and the most important thing was that we did get pregnant, we were pregnant, and that tells us that we can get pregnant, and we know that it's possible now because we did not know if it was possible after going through the chemo treatments and everything that we went through. Well, everything I went through with tests and all that stuff. We didn't know for sure if it was a possibility for me to get pregnant. I was having my regular cycles, but you never know if like ovulation and all that stuff are actually happening like it's supposed to. So in a way, it was a good sign to show that, you know, we can, and just hopefully next time it will be a little sticky bean and it will, you know, stay around. Yeah. I guess that's about it. I don't think I'm forgetting everything. I mean, forgetting anything. The main thing was we got the positive test when I was already spotting, and then they were getting darker, but the bleeding just got to be, it was ridiculous. Like, yeah, so I'll leave it at here because I'm starting to ramble, and my goal was to just do a quick little video because I didn't want to edit it, and I just wanted to like boop, hit the button and have it upload from the tablet. This will be my first time actually uploading a video from the tablet, so we will see how that goes. I will keep everyone posted, and I will continue to make videos and maybe do like a TTC video on like some of the things like I've ordered, and I won a little TTC giveaway by another YouTube mom, so maybe I'll do a little video on that, all the stuff that we got, like the pregnancy test and the ovulation test that we've gotten, and a little like charting and stuff like that, just to kind of do that because I've seen a lot of other moms do little TTC videos. And now I think, okay, it's gotten up to like 8 minutes of me rambling on now. Alright, so bye guys, I'll keep everyone updated. Hopefully soon I'll be able to do a video on how we're pregnant, and we're like 4 or 5 weeks. So we've gotten like past the mark. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, when I got the first positive, I was, according to Fertility Friend, I was 10 DPO, and when I got my blood beta done, it was 12 DPO, and it was at 26 for 12 DPO. But then my levels started going down. So, I mean, if you didn't know your body and you didn't test early, then I probably wouldn't have known. But I would have wondered, like, it's not like a normal AF. Like, it was really bad. So I would have been worried, and you would have known something was wrong with that. But yeah, I wasn't actually like late and tested. So that was, yeah. So I just forgot to mention the DPOs and all that kind of stuff. Alright, I keep like saying I'm going to finish the video and then add in another minute of stuff. Alright, bye guys!